Welcome, everybody, to the Sweatshop Podcast, the one-stop shop for talking shop. It is me, your host, Sweats, and my co-host, the Maestro. What's up, baby?
Hey, nothing much.
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, just some crazy stuff. It's been a busy week, crazy kind of busy week. Literally right before we started recording, one of my neighbors in the place was getting a little crazy, so somebody had to, get that righted, get that ship corrected. So it was like literally sitting down to record, and I'm like, okay, hold on, we gotta go.
Yep.
And gotta get that fixed up. So
yeah,
I don't know what happened with it, but like, yeah, it was crazy. It's just been a crazy week, like that kind of stuff. Last weekend, Jess and I went to New York to see some shows. We were initially going to see Sweeney Todd, right? Which Josh Groban is playing Sweeney Todd.
Okay,
but then he got COVID.
Oh shit!
He got COVID, so he was not in the show.
Okay,
so we got a refund.
Oh,
we got to get a refund because, people aren't going to see Sweeney Todd; they're going to see Josh Groban.
Yeah.
So we were able to get a refund, and we saw two shows instead. We saw Back to the Future musical, which actually was pretty funny. It was good. It was a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then we saw Moulin Rouge, which was actually a lot worse than I thought it would be.
Oh,
I liked the movie a lot more.
Fair enough. I'm not a big Moulin Rouge dude in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about any type of action movie that turns into a musical that I'm not about. Okay. I don't care how good it is. Like like Spider-Man, Rocky. Yeah. Like I
was gonna say, like, Spider-Man's different because like U2 wrote the music, and that's
U2.
Like Back to the Future, if you can appreciate the fact that the musical itself did not take itself too seriously, like it was very like tongue in cheek. There were funny moments in it. Right. I mean, the music's not. If you listen to the music by itself, it's not great.
Right.
Like, and there's no songs that really stand out. There's no showstoppers, anything like that. But how they did the show was fun, and like if you like the movies,
no showstoppers. No showstoppers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's such a weird, it's such a weird moment. Like when we're in this, when we're about to do this podcast, literally, like an hour before the podcast, you shoot me a text saying that Bray Wyatt is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that was something we were not obviously planning or anything.
Yeah, I mean that is shocking news. I mean, it's shocking news because I mean, I heard like rumors of him possibly coming back because he was getting better from this life-threatening illness that they called it. But that's such a broad.
It's a very broad term. Yeah,
I mean, illness that could be alcoholism, like that could be drug abuse. That could be literally like
it could be some kind of mental illness that affects the physical well-being, or it could literally be, something like that happened with Brody Lee, where it's like
he had
was that respiratory something or other, where like legit just like deteriorating away.
But it makes me think. I don't want to speculate. Like I don't, because I don't want to assume. But like because it's such a broad term, and the fact that they said he was getting better, but now he's dead, makes me think something on the side of like whether it's mental illness or some sort of alcohol or drug related situation where because it is life threatening, like especially if you're in I'm not like, I hate to speculate, you know what I mean, but just the fact that like it's such a broad term, like when somebody's hurt or somebody's sick, we say, oh, they're hurt, they're sick with this. So, like they weren't shy about saying that Roman Reigns had cancer. They weren't shy about saying that so and so tore their ACL or whatever the case may be. Right. You know what I mean? Or Big E broke his neck, like might not wrestle again. Like those sort of things, they're not super secretive when it's something that's serious.
Yeah.
But when it's, like we're saying, life-threatening illness, and it's just that, it's so broad. It makes me think of, all types of stuff. So, but neither here nor there. It is sad because he is one of those guys that had all the potential, right? To continue, like he's only 36.
Yeah, he was. That's what I was gonna say. He was only 36, which
Right.
like there's so much more of a career to be had.
Right.
For him.
Like especially these days, like 10 years, 10 more years to go.
Yeah.
Like in the career of like somebody like Bray Wyatt. He had a brilliant mind, like for what he did as far as like his character, helping develop his own character. He had pretty much full autonomy on his character and how he did his promos and things like that, like especially in that Fiend world and the Fun House and all those things. I mean, it's and the fact that they gave him that.
Yeah, really gifted creatively. Very, very gifted in the creative mindset, which is like where a lot of sports entertainers and wrestlers, they falter.
Right.
Like that's where their weakness is
right.
in that place. And Bray definitely was certainly a unique mind in that perspective. And I really think if given another chance, could have been another game changer. We already saw a little bit of what his Wyatt family and the Fiend and stuff did.
Right.
For, more of like character development based entertainers and wrestlers and such. So it's just a shame we couldn't see that next step.
Yeah.
And Agreed. Yeah, it's just literally gone way too soon. Not even just from a wrestling standpoint, but like, I know he had young kids, I believe.
Yes,
he had like two young kids.
And wasn't he dating, the announcer, like the backstage?
Yeah,
what's her name?
JoJo, I think.
JoJo, yeah.
I think they were.
I think they were an item. I don't know if they were an item at that time, but I know they were at one time. So I mean, that's going to affect her. It's going to affect his whole family. He's so young.
Yeah,
His Bo Dallas and his dad and his whole family. Like they got a whole crew over there. That are a bunch of wrestlers that have that have outlived him. It's
and especially if WWE was working with him to bring him back in
right.
some capacity. It's not, we don't know the full story, but it didn't sound like WWE was just letting him out to dry.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just sounded like he was taking some time for whatever this may have been, or if that was even the case. And then, he was going to come back.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate because it
very much so.
Almost all the places say it was unexpected.
Right.
So that's another reason why you may think it's something that's not necessarily like a long-term physical ailment, things of that nature. But unfortunately that's the news we have for Bray Wyatt. But this week we also lost Terry Funk, which is a different case.
It is a different case. Yes.
Because I know Terry was in sort of poor health for a little bit.
He was.
But he also lived a pretty full life, especially considering what he did.
His body.
He wrestled first of all, he wrestled forever.
Yeah, like 50
that
years.
Dude was
like 45 years,
Yeah, like it was a career of at least 4 decades, probably close to 5 decades of wrestling.
Yep.
That he went through, and then he would do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Before people were really doing crazy stuff.
He's the original, like, hardcore.
Yeah, he's one of the original, like, kind of deathmatchy.
Yep.
Like the people who now gravitate towards like GCW, formerly ECW. Like that's Terry Funk. That's Terry Funk all day.
Right. I mean, and it's interesting because when you think of because there's two sides. So the younger fans would know him, and I mean by younger, meaning like me and you, would know him as more of the hardcore style, right?
Right. Like ECW, Chainsaw Charlie.
Exactly.
That kind of
that's what we know him as this old crazy man, right? But the generation before us, they knew him as like a big time heel, like playing no games out here.
Yeah,
right? Like he was,
big tough cowboy.
Yep, big tough cowboy, just out here wrecking shit. Big had big time feuds with like what Rhodes and Flair, like like just. I mean,
think there was even Hogan for a minute. Like before Hogan was like really Hulkamania, because I think Terry was in the WWF before it sort of transitioned around like WrestleMania 1 and stuff like that. Like he was there like early 80s.
Yeah.
Being a big heel and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, at least he lived his full life. He was famous for that. What was that one? Was that Beyond the Mat? Is that one?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like he was in that Beyond the Mat one.
Yep.
Along with Jake the Snake and Mick Foley, I think, was in there too. Like just because he was beaten. At that point he was going to retire. Remember that? Like it was like he had his retirement.
That was made in like 1999, and he was
exactly.
Like, and then he wrestled. He wrestled after that.
Way after.
I mean, it's like Ric Flair. Ric Flair's retired at least 3 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Way after that. I mean, I don't know when the last time Terry Funk actually wrestled, but it wasn't that fucking long ago. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't think it was that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, he is a crazy old man. So let's get that right. But he had I mean, it's just wild that they died back-to-back days. Like they died literally.
Yeah, like in the same week like that.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
I mean, obviously the Bray Wyatt thing was a shocker, and that was literally an hour before we were recording. That came across and saw that.
Like some guys, like when you like, when Terry Funk, you sent me that text about Terry Funk, I said, damn. Like when you sent me that text about Bray Wyatt, I said, fuck. Like that's a whole different, like, it's like, damn, he died. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're expecting some dudes to die soon. You know what I mean? And he's like Terry Funk, old. He's almost 80 years old. Like, I mean, he lived. I mean, honestly, like in the average male, I think he died is like 77, 76 that they die. Like he lived beyond that. Like, I mean, that's pretty wild.
With all the punishment he took.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it is sad. I mean, especially for Bray. I mean, and his family and his colleagues and people that have known him very, very well, and also the fans that really gravitated towards like his style, and what he represented. So rest in peace, those two. I see you got your Bray Wyatt.
Yep, I gotta represent. Yeah, represent today.
Yep. So I'm definitely gonna probably do a little watching some old Bray Wyatt stuff at some point in time to kind of just remember how good he was, and some of the things that he did. So yeah, but we're gonna get into some good news at some point. But boy, we got to talk about some crazy stuff that's happening up in this sports world, right? We got to talk about this, man.
There's many things, but
yeah, sports news for the wrong damn reasons. And there's actually more than this, but we're just gonna stick to these two right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more, but we can't fit it all in, or else this will be like 4 hours.
No, it is.
And we can't do that.
No, we got other things to talk about. But first off, when I heard this shit about Wander Franco, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was just as shocked when I heard that Bray Wyatt shit. I was like, this dude, so Wander Franco, if you don't watch any type of baseball at all, he's like an up and coming big time player. Like
like he was going to be a face of the MLB.
Yeah, was indeed. Like he's 22. He already made an all-star team, didn't he, this year?
I think so.
I think he made the all-star team this year. Close to it.
Yeah.
Very close to it. Like
yes.
He was on the right. He's only 22. Already making all-star teams, already doing shit. Like Tampa Bay was on the, Tampa Bay was doing their damn thing, right? That whole young crew they got over there.
Yep, and he was going to be the face of that resurgence too.
Yep, he sure was. But this is what we found out. At some point, it says this: law enforcement in his native Dominican Republic investigate allegations of relationships with underage girls. So this is where it gets wild. Okay, this is not just United States. This is his own country.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they police over there, but I feel like they're not out here searching that hard for it. Like it had to have been like some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I think the person came forward, didn't they?
Yeah, they came forward. They had to come forward, but they did the investigation, and it's not looking good. Matter of fact, they said this shit is credible. This is legit. This isn't like some shit. They probably got the text messages. They probably got some videos and pictures and photos and all types of stuff that this dumbass dude just did.
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Well, and I guess there were actually two.
There were more than one.
There were multiple.
Yes, they were.
But
and again, I don't know if we have all the details yet. It says the age of consent for sexual activity in the Dominican Republic is 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the United States, in some places, it is 16. Like I think in some
places, I think some places have different laws.
Yeah.
Of it has to be. I think it might be 16, but it's within like an age range.
Yeah, it's an age range. You know he might have fit in the age range because he's damn. I mean, he's not super. Yeah, I don't know how young the people. I don't have to know.
I mean, but if we're talking about he's 22 now and this person's 14, I'm pretty sure that's outside the range.
Right.
So if you take it back even 2 years, that's 19 and 12.
Right.
No, that's not
good.
No, like that's. I mean,
we're not doing that.
I mean, under 18 is a no-fly zone anyway. But like, we're talking 12.
Fellas, I can't stress this enough. I know that there are circumstances. I don't. Fuck all that. Just wait till they're 18. Just wait till they're 18. Don't even talk to them. Just wait till they're 18. And I'm talking about even if you're like 20. Just wait. They can wait. You can wait. Just wait. I know it's close. I know you were a senior and she was a sophomore or a freshman or whatever. Just wait. Just wait. Y'all went to the same school. Just wait. Even that. Just wait. Wait a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. No need. No need to risk it. Why? But this dude, his whole career's done. Trevor Bauer,
he's not coming back.
Trevor Bauer's still gone.
I mean, he's over in Japan.
He's in Japan now playing. But Trevor Bauer was actually like exonerated. He's still gone from the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm not sure he's coming back unless spends a couple more years over in Japan. But
they closed his case. I mean, that case was dismissed, legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he gone because of his actions, right? Like it's more of like, yeah, you fucking creepy, like you're still weird about the shit. You know what I mean? This dude will never see an MLB field again. He might not see a field. Period. If the Dominican Republic said, "Bro, we looking at you," you gone. You gone. I don't know how strict their laws are with that stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know like what the as far as like punishment or whatever is concerned. I think I think one thing I did see was that I think it might be more so akin to like a civil case. So take of that what you will.
Yeah.
As far as how they, prosecute that kind of stuff,
but career gone and he made no money. Think about that.
Yeah.
And he made no
money. He had all this talent. He had all this talent and just like because of whatever. And I mean, you should know better, but I mean some guys might need that advice and definitely didn't get it.
Well, yeah. I don't know. he got a lot of explaining to do. I don't know where it's at. So it's not looking good.
It's not looking good. I would imagine he's going to end up with some kind of jail time.
Yeah, he's going to get some jail time, and I have no idea. Like the president, that's that's a rarity in MLB. Like we've heard some domestic abuse every now and then, but child abuse or child pornography or any type of realm of that's icky.
Yeah.
To a serious degree. And I don't know Wander like that. Like I don't know him enough. And I don't know, I guess neither do any of his teammates. Like, how could you? So,
I mean, right now Franco's on administrative leave from the team, but I can't imagine they're going to leave him on there for that much longer.
No way.
Because I think Trevor Bauer was on administrative leave also.
He was.
And then he was suspended for
forever.
I think it was like almost 200 games or something like that.
And
then I think they just dropped him. Like that's most likely what's going to happen is even if, MLB doesn't just kind of cut ties with him, they're going to suspend him for an ungodly amount of time. And then probably he'll just get cut.
Yeah.
And then if he's lucky, he'll get to go play in Japan or something. But I can't imagine this dude's going to have a career anywhere.
I don't think Japan will
in baseball.
I don't think Japan will take him.
No.
It's one of those type of charges or any type of, if you're surrounded by that at all, you're fucked. Like it's just, if you're even around that, you're fucked. Like that's really what it comes down to. Like nobody wants any part of you when you're talking about children.
No.
So registered as a sex offender, all types of stuff. Like,
fucked up. Because this is fucked up.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's really fucked up.
It's like Jared from Subway shit.
Yeah, it's like Jared.
Have you seen that documentary?
I haven't.
Okay.
I heard a lot about it. I haven't seen the full thing. I saw like a snippet of it.
It's disturbing. I mean, it's worth a watch, but it is very disturbing.
I heard. Shit is wild.
Yeah.
The other piece of news, sports news for the wrong reasons, Michael Oher is in the news again. We getting blindsided all over the place. So, all right. I'm just gonna say like what he thinks or what he has said is that his family, just like Britney Spears, has had him in a conservatorship forever, right? And he didn't get any of his money from the blind side. That's what he's saying. He didn't get money from the blind side. Okay. And basically that they didn't really adopt him, and they took him in, like some shit like that, right? Is that about right?
Yeah, I think
like
something
like coerced. They said the word coerced him into.
Yeah, I think it was
like that was like the words that were used, coerced into. Now you know what? Like so, Michael Oher. Listen, go get your money if you need to, because like whatever, if you win this case or whatever, and you make your money, that's fine. Like it is, that's great. Go get your money, boo. Like if that's the case. However, this is bullshit. Unless he has documentation of him like not receiving any money, the burden is on him to prove that he did not make any money off of these movies.
Well, and even to a point, right? So it was, we're bringing that whole conservatorship thing back into it. Apparently, there's also reports that say that he could have ended the conservatorship anytime after 2011.
Anytime in the last 12 years.
And so if he didn't, that's technically on him.
He's a grown-ass man.
I mean, I'm sure the dude was severely misguided on things. Like I could see that. But at the same time, if that was the case where, it could have ended the conservatorship, you would have thought somebody would maybe say something.
I mean, the
I mean,
family.
I don't know if the family is that I don't know. I don't know what to make of that.
I mean,
Because if there's documentation proving that.
If they prove, all they have to do is prove that they gave him what they said they gave him, which was, I think, 50% or some shit.
Yeah.
They gave him half of what they made off this movie.
Yeah, which I guess was in the not even $1 million. I think
right.
it was like $750,000.
Right.
Off that movie.
Exactly. So you give them half of that money, and then so they didn't make that much money off the movie. And why? I mean, it's just the story. The actors make the money. Like you're the ones like, hey, can we?
You're selling the rights to the story,
right? You're selling the rights, and you sell. I mean, you might have sold it for cheaper than you thought. Like, I mean, you could have made more money off of it. Whatever. Like, I mean, that's neither here nor there. You didn't. And then you got half, and if they can prove that they gave him half, then this is a non-story. I think it's not. I think this is bullshit. Like, I mean, I really do. The fact that he's like, what? How old is he right now? My age?
Yeah, maybe.
Michael, let me look it up.
But also, when you're put into a conservatorship, that usually means there's some kind of illness with you. But yet, I don't think there was anything found that he had any sort of physical or mental illness. Whereas, Britney Spears, clearly she's got something.
Absolutely.
She's got some kind of mental illness to put her in this conservatorship.
I think it was just, I mean, I don't know why he was putting it out, all that. Like, I don't know what the deal was with that.
Mm-hmm. Because that's where this all really stems from, is the idea of that conservatorship along with being adopted, or maybe that's kind of the misrepresentation, is that, maybe he thought he was adopted when it's really this conservatorship, or I have no idea.
He was 37. He's 37.
He's 37 now.
Yes, he's 37 right now. I don't know enough about conservatorship.
No, I know there's a lot of murky waters when it comes to conservatorship, but the only things I saw were that he had the potential, once he turned 18, to get out of said conservatorship, and that there was no report of any physical or mental illness, because with a conservatorship, that's what usually dictates the conservatorship, is because the person who's being put into it has some kind of physical or mental illness that would prevent them from collecting said monies or being able to handle said monies or something like that.
Right. So it said conservatorship is a legal status in which the court appoints a person to manage the financial and personal affairs of a minor or incapacitated person. Yeah. So at the time he was a minor.
Mm-hmm. So then at 18, he could be like, hey, I got this.
Right.
But if he never did that, then either he didn't get the advice he needed or just didn't know. But at the same time, that's it can be tough luck.
Right. So it's interesting how this is shaken down. I think it's interesting how this is all coming together, because I think he's probably ran out of money.
That's what it seems like.
I think he's
plowed through his money.
He plowed through his money. He had a nice living in the NFL, but just like a lot of NFL players who think they got more than they have, he didn't play a long, long time. He had a nice career though.
Mm-hmm.
By which time his NFL contract made him more than $13.5 million. Yeah, so that's crazy. But I mean, again,
I don't know, maybe because he feels like he's entitled to more money from the movie because it was so successful, because it was about him.
I mean, it was success, but if he would have known, but you're just the rights. It's about the rights. You don't know how much money that shit's going to make. Mm-hmm. You know how popular that movie's going to be when you do that.
It's like if you invent something and then a bigger company comes and buys you out of it. You don't know if you got the better end of it because that contraption is going to fail for that company, or if that company is going to make 10, 20, 100 times more than what they paid you.
Now, it would have been different if conservatorship, like, so he could have, this would have been the real beef. If he would have made money from the NFL and they took some of his money.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have something. But any money made in the NFL and he did not collect because the family took some money.
Yeah.
And withheld it.
Yeah, but this is all about the movie. This has nothing to do with his NFL money, right?
Right. So, and he made way more money off the NFL than he did off of the fucking movie, and he would have anyway.
But also, too, is it like it's the story? It is his story, but the family's involved in it. So who in the legality of it would actually be the one to give away the rights too?
Right.
Because he's a part of it, but also the family's a part of it. I guess you could make an argument that it's the family story.
Man, I think he fucked up royally on this. He's making himself look stupid. Like, I mean,
it could be like a Manti Te'o situation here.
Yeah, he's
except there's no like imaginary girlfriend or whatever, but just not looking good because of naivety or something like that. I don't know.
He said, or the rest of his family, including his wife, son, and daughter, only made about $14,000 each. Yeah, and he thinks of his child. He thinks of him as his child. He's he raised him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand like this white, like I feel like there's some racial undertones to this, which is trying to get people on his side. But that's fault. I mean, that's faulty thinking. I think this was super genuine. This is super genuine shit. And like, they need to check it, or needs to check himself. So I don't know. I don't know. He has to prove that he only made $14,000. He has to prove those things. If they don't have the documentation, if he doesn't have any documentation proving otherwise, he's gonna have he's gonna just look very stupid.
Yeah, that's the real thing, is that he has to prove all that. Nobody else has to prove that they did that. Like, he's the one that has to bring forth.
Show me the evidence that you did not get paid any money. Let's look at your bank statements all the way. They're going to go all the way back to fucking 2011 and prior, whenever the movie came out. When did that movie come out? 2008?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Yeah. So like, but yeah, whenever that movie came out, 06.
Okay.
Wait, that was in 06 when they bought the thing.
Bought the rights.
Bought the rights, I think. So probably like 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. So so they're gonna have to look at all that money when they bought the rights in 2006 to do 2009 or whatever it is, and if he didn't get paid any money at any point in time in between 06 and whatever the fucking time whatever time, then yes, and if it only shows he got paid $14,000, then okay, like, you know what I mean? Then okay.
Or he just has to show that he was also not, like, because I don't know if this was also proven or not, but because maybe he didn't understand when he was a teenager at the time between adoption and conservatorship, because that's another argument he's saying, is that instead of being adopted as a teenager, he was just placed into a conservatorship instead. So like, that's another thing too, is that like there has to be proof of that.
Well, maybe that was just I don't know. I mean, they had guardianship over him. They had to have guardianship over that dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, a conservatorship usually has some kind of disability attached to it, and clearly he did not have any disability attached to it. But I know it could also be a way, because like, I don't know how state laws are with different conservatorships or whatnot, but if it's just a matter of like power of attorney or whatever, and then that's what they call that, I don't really know.
But like, who was his legal guardian?
I mean, if he,
how can somebody be put in a conservatorship without being their legal guardian? That's the question I'm asking.
I don't know. That's why, like, that's why the whole thing, and I think that's why a lot of people are very confused and find this
doesn't make sense,
puzzling, because it, like, doesn't seem like, if it's an adoption, it didn't seem like a very traditional adoption or an adoption at all. But then also figuring out the lengths or the sort of like, I don't know, the ins and outs of this so like conservatorship thing, and like how it even happened. How was it even allowed to happen if these people did not adopt him?
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, how did
somebody's mom would have popped up, like, somebody's family would have popped up for Michael Oher and been like, hey, no, like, we're not doing this. That didn't happen. Like, somebody, they had guardianship over him. However it occurred, they had guardianship over that dude. So.
Yeah, because like different states have different laws on those things too. So like, what constitutes it in, or I guess Tennessee, was that where they're based out of? I don't know. I think it was Tennessee. So like Tennessee law is going to be different, could be different than say like New York law or California law or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just seems like a really confusing mess, but it seems like he's not making himself look good in the process of.
I think he's making mistakes, but it's, again, if he has the proof, then go for it. What I mean? But if it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel
and
right.
The family seems very quiet. So either they know that it's wrong, or they're very confident that like nothing's going on. You know what I mean? Like there's no sort of like back and forth with it. It's like, Michael Oher's just out there spouting this shit off, and everybody else is going about their business.
But I would love to hear other people's opinions on this, and like about Michael Oher's situation, because like I'm looking at it from the point of view like, come on, you grown, man. You're a grown ass man. You've been grown for a while.
Well, and it's not like he hasn't made money. It's not like they took all of his money.
Right.
So what happened to those millions of dollars you made in the NFL?
I mean,
like, why is that not enough?
Well, I don't know what he's been doing. I don't know what he's been putting his money into. I don't know the deal. But he made, I can't remember how much money he made over his fucking career. Like,
I mean, it's millions. It was tens of millions. I know that.
Yeah, $34 million.
Yeah.
He made $34 million over his career. That should be more than enough money to keep you.
If you do it, if you like either put it aside, save it, or invest it correctly, you should be good.
34. You should be able to live off of $34 million.
Yeah.
In your whole life.
It's not like you're not getting any other deals from other places too, for sponsorships, endorsements.
You come in for any speaking
commercials.
Any speaking engagement.
He's on a book tour. Motherfucker's got a book.
Yeah, he got a whole book now.
Yeah, like this is
where
we're
talking about this shit.
Because this could also just be free press for his book.
Facts. And you know how many people are going to read his book now? A lot of people are going to read his book now.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, make your money. Do what you. I'm not mad about it, but I think it's going to look bad on you when it comes back like it's not the real deal. So,
but if he can take that while he's making money off this book or whatever, so be it. I don't know. It's like a weird kind of diversion tactic that oh, well, you want to find out more? Buy my book or like whatever. It's just like, I don't know. It's a different tactic.
It is.
But I just thought of that now because I saw he was like on a book tour. I'm like, oh, I bet you could be free publicity for that book tour.
Right. I mean, he was 22 when that movie came out. Some shit like that. No. Yeah. No.
Oh, he's 37 now. The movie came out in
2009.
You said 2009 it came out?
Yeah. I was 25, so maybe it's like 23. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, yeah, I mean, like at that time, I know people are young and dumb. I understand this. I get it. This dude went to college. Like, I mean, he did. He got a full-ass education in college. Like these, I'm just trying to say, at some point in time, all this could have been resolved one way or the other. I don't know why you would wait till now, except for your book coming out. That's the only reason. it doesn't look good. It's not like Britney Spears is legitimately crazy. We understand this is why Britney is Britney, right? So as soon as she got out of her conservatorship, she was doing crazy shit online, like doing all types of dumb shit, got married, now getting divorced. Like she's, trying to blame some she tried to grab that one Victor
and she
got slapped by a dude, and then she made it like a big deal. They showed like the video of it. It wasn't even like that. Like she hit herself. It looked like it wasn't even like the dude hit her. He just like slaughtered, and she hit herself type shit.
Yeah,
knocked her own glasses off. Like she's crazy. Like the fact that people like oh, he hit her. Like she is crazy. This is why she was on conservatorship, because she's insane. Now, did they do her wrong on that conservatorship? Absolutely. They took advantage of her. 100%. No doubt about it. Her life is fucked up, but that don't mean she ain't crazy. There's a reason she was on it in the first place. She wild. Him, on the other hand, he had
there's no reason he was on it. Really.
Right. No. Like
other than he could have been bamboozled.
Right. He could have been bamboozled, but I don't think he was. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna learn today. Well, not today, but
either that or the means of the conservatorship were a little dicey, but there were good intentions behind it.
Right.
Because maybe like they didn't want the full-fledged adoption because there were other things that were certain with it, but with this conservatorship, they could still make sure to take care of him without, going through like whatever adoption legality.
Well, they're saying
whatever. I don't know, but other than other than this movie thing, it doesn't seem like they did him dirty like that.
I think they were just trying to get. This is what my understanding of it. This is. I'm just reading this now. Michael was falsely advised by the toys. I don't even know their last.
Toys something.
Yeah. That because he was over the age of 18, that the legal action to adopt Michael would have been called a conservatorship, but it was for all intents and purposes an adoption. So, like at the time, I guess you can't adopt somebody over the age of 18.
I don't see why you can't. I don't know Tennessee like that, but
so instead of,
I think you can do that.
Can you do that?
I don't see why you can't. I don't know why you can't. I'm pretty sure you can adopt somebody that's over 18.
Really?
I think.
I'm gonna look it up. Can you? So, can you adopt someone at 18? What does it say? An adult adoption, which is allowed.
Adult adoption. There you go. See,
occurs when an adult adopts another. Regardless, you will need an attorney.
I got right here. Pennsylvania adoption law allows for anyone in the state to be adopted, including adults.
In approximately 7 states and Puerto Rico, prospective parents must be at least. Oh, that's different.
Because I think that does go along with because let's say a person is
I'm going to adopt
special
you.
needs.
That's happen right now.
You're gonna adopt me.
I'm gonna adopt
I have parents and guardians already.
I don't give a fuck.
You can't snatch me.
I don't give a good goddamn.
Snatch me. No, but I think that's for if let's say an adult has special needs and their parents have passed, then I think that allows for somebody else to legally adopt them so that they can take care of them.
Yeah.
And not just have them in a conservatorship because if anything, the adopters would be the ones taking care of them.
Yeah.
So I think it was sort of like that.
Now, could they not adopt him because he still had parents? And then so instead they did this way?
Possibly.
Is that why?
Maybe.
His parents were like, nah, you can't adopt him. And they were like, well, I want him to be part of this family, so this is what we're going to do. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't fucking know.
If you read his book.
We're going to read his book. For the next 3 episodes, we are reading his book cover to cover, motherfucker. That's what's happening.
We're getting Audible up in here.
Exactly.
Going full Audible on that book.
I've been Audibling my shit up, bro. I've been reading listening to a lot of shit on Audible.
Okay.
I've been getting my skills up as a leader of my school and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna have to keep you updated on this. I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen with this. This is wild.
I'm sure more is gonna happen with that. So.
Yeah. And if it disappears, we know what the fuck went down.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just all of a sudden just like we already know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into this weekend. This weekend we have All In.
The biggest event in professional wrestling history.
History.
As it's being called.
They can call it whatever they'd like.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see about the gate. It's all about the gate, baby.
Well, I mean, they're up in the. As far as I'm aware of, I heard that they have beaten the SummerSlam '92. I thought.
No, I mean money wise.
Oh, not like by numbers.
No, I'm talking about the gate, like money.
You're talking about like
per ticket.
Okay.
Per ticket is everything.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
also like pay-per-view buys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
all that.
In.
Yeah. So like in reality, like so for instance, like if you're charging $10 a ticket, like for the uppers.
That's true. Yeah. I was gonna say if you're charging $5 a ticket for everything, you'll definitely fill up Wembley Stadium.
You'll fill up. No problem. That's all I'm saying.
AEW,
I'm not saying that they did that.
Well, the thing is, AEW does charge way lower prices than WWE. Like I know this for facts because I was looking at WrestleMania tickets last week.
Yeah, the WrestleMania tickets looking high.
Well, I mean, to get
Philly too, though.
The cheapest seat was $75 without fees and taxes,
right.
And that you were behind the entrance, like not seeing anything.
Right.
You know, like we're talking like nosebleeds behind it, where you're not doing anything but watching the screen. That's minimum $75.
Right.
And floor seats were going for $5,000 to $10,000+ a piece. AEW is not charging $10,000 a piece for those floor seats.
Nope.
I highly doubt that. And I bet the cheap seats are going for way less than $75 a piece.
I can tell you right now, I'm looking at right now, All In, and you can get them off the shit, right?
Oh, still available.
Yeah, on the Are you
talking about secondary market?
Like secondary market, Vivid Seats, stuff like that. So I can get the top row, the cheapest ticket I can get is $26.
So there you go. So they're probably selling them for $20, right? Like $15 or $20.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they have any cheaper. Nope, they don't have a lot of tickets left remaining though. To be fair. So they got. I mean, talking about on the secondary market, they're sold out. But the most expensive ticket I can get is $92, and that's
the most expensive.
No, right now, only because it's still in the 500, still in the top. It's still in the tippy tops.
Okay.
I can get ZB. I don't know. I wish I could show you this, but ZB is like on the floor, further back on the floor.
Okay.
Which it's a terrible seat. I never recommend those, like way back on the floor.
No.
Row F for $50. I can get seat 223. 223. Ooh, that's a pretty good seat. It's $83. So I mean, it's not the same.
I mean, the thing is, it's going to look impressive.
It's going to look amazing.
If they have that place filled.
And it's going to be pumping.
80,000 people or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to look impressive.
Right.
And it's going to look legit. And it's going to be something that people will take notice of.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree as far as like the gate's concerned. But you know what? I'm not sure Tony's concerned with the gate.
No, he's a millionaire.
Dude's got enough money. Dude's got enough money that he can eat that.
Yep. Sure can.
In fact, I'm imagining they're eating costs left and right with some of this stuff.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna eat some costs for sure. I mean, they'll make their money. It's just let's not go crazy. Like,
yeah, because they're also. I mean, I bet you they're banking on high pay-per-view sales too. Because I think it's minimum $50 for this.
Yeah,
on Bleacher Report. Like if you were to, buy it night of, it's probably what's happening.
Right. So Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to go up to Baltimore. I'm going to go to
I thought
Jimmy's.
you were going to say I'm going to go up to London.
Now I'm going to go to Wembley and do my Wembley thing. Now I'm going to Baltimore. I'm going to Jimmy's Famous and watch
Jimmy's
that
Famous.
thing.
That's a good place to do
Yeah,
it.
because it's Sunday afternoon. Like it's not even like super late,
Mm-hmm.
so I can, go over there and watch it. It'll be all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the card. I still don't know what they're doing for All Out because they get the All In, they go All Out like fucking a week later. I don't know what's all that's about still. But
yeah, I'm not all caught up on All In, All Out, all whatever.
Yeah,
like it just all didn't make sense to me.
It didn't.
Why they did 2 back-to-back like this, where they're trying to have the biggest event in history, and then the next one is another big pay-per-view because they only have 4 of them a year.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, we're about to get into this. Let's get into it from the beginning. They got the 0 hour. They got the tag Ring of Honor tag champs.
Yep.
Aussie Open facing Better Than You, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is very, I guess it's going to extend this storyline and make this even more interesting at going into the title.
Yeah, because they're going to have the first match and then they're going to have the last match.
That's right.
They got the match together and then they got the main event for the Triple B.
It is quite unique because they do have the tag match together. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's interesting. So
and right now they're still coexisting. Like they're still friends. It's still all, all well and good. It's not like there's any bad blood or anything like that. And it's been pretty entertaining to watch, but it's just like trying to figure out where this end game goes. Like where does, everybody's expecting the other shoe to drop.
Right.
I think. And I'm not sure we see it. I'm not sure we see the other shoe drop.
Right.
Or if we do, it's going to be with Adam Cole. Like we might come out of this. That's what I'm saying. We might come out of this with a babyface MJF and a heel Adam Cole.
Absolutely,
after it's all said and done.
Could absolutely happen. And I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, we'll finally give Adam Cole something.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been like Casper Milquetoast for a while now. He has
been boring balls.
Yeah,
straight up. So the first match I have on here, we can flip it out. However, I have the House of Black.
Okay.
Versus Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
He's back. He was only retired for about 3-4 weeks.
What did Mark Henry say when he faked his retirement? I got a lot more left in the tank.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I got a lot more left in the tank. The greatest fucking segment ever. I swear to God, that shit was so good.
It is fake retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I was done. I got a lot more left in the tank.
Yeah.
Shit was great.
I just don't think I don't know. I just don't see House of Black losing the trios championships to the Acclaimed and Billy. I mean, it could be something because it might send the people home happy with something.
Right.
I don't know. Like I just can't see the House of Black losing to those guys. Like I feel like the House of Black need the championships taken off them by somebody else. Right. I'd like to see the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn have them, but I'm not sure they're going to get them off House of Black. And if they do, I feel like it's going to really tank credibility of House of Black. Nothing against the Acclaimed or anything, but it's just kind of like the shticky stuff.
Right. I think House of Black is gonna definitely retain.
And House of Black's been dominating.
Yeah.
Lately, So.
The next match I have on here is that Real World Championship match,
which is the old AEW belt with an X through it.
Right. So question: is CM Punk a heel right now?
No.
These are very heel. I mean, just a Real World Championship match. That's a heel fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because, so it first came with him and Ricky Starks,
right?
And then it ended up with Ricky Starks turning heel, and CM Punk just kind of I feel like CM Punk's just kind of floating in between. And like, I'm not even sure he really cares whether he's a face or heel. He doesn't. He's just doing him.
Right.
But I think there's enough people still behind him, and I'm pretty sure Samoa Joe is heel beyond heel.
Right.
For all that. And for some reason, people are still clamoring to see CM Punk and Samoa Joe, even though that shit is like 20 years past its prime.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Because the last time they wrestled together was okay.
Right.
Like for that, for that Owen Hart thing. It just, I don't know. And this whole idea of the real world's championship, like it's.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It's like
to me, it's like on par with the FTW title.
Right.
Like, it's just like, okay, why do we need another championship?
Right.
Like AEW already has like everybody has a title. There's no meaning to it.
Of course.
Everybody has a title.
Yep.
In fact, most, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, what was that? 3, 4, 5, 6 title matches. And then if you look in some of the other matches, there's titles on people.
Right.
In almost every match.
Everybody got a title.
Like, everybody in every match has a title.
Yep.
Like, not everybody in every match, but at least one person in every match has a title.
Close to it.
Like, that's a lot.
Right.
That's too much.
Then they got this coffin match.
A tag team coffin match.
Darby Allin Sting versus Christian Cage.
I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued to see if you have to put both people in the coffin or if it's just one person in the coffin.
Where did Swerve and Christian Cage come together on this? Like, that's what I'm confused about.
Well, so there's been beef. I think it was supposed to be AR Fox.
Okay.
Instead of Christian Cage.
Okay.
But I think the beef is coming from, like, Luchasaurus is or was the TNT champion.
Right.
So Christian Cage claims himself as the TNT champion because Luchasaurus, even though Luchasaurus won it,
right,
Christian Cage is claiming it.
Right.
And there was some things with Darby Allin there and whatever. So I think that's where this came from. I believe it was originally supposed to be Swerve and AR Fox.
Okay. All right.
But I have not caught up with why AR Fox is no longer in it.
I just hope Sting doesn't die. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No.
So, they got the Stadium Stampede match, which is, like, I'm assuming, like one of the crazy matches, right?
Yeah, they're going to do some crazy shit.
Crazy shit. Yeah. Compliments of the Blackpool Combat Club, which they like to do. And they threw Santana and Ortiz in here. I didn't know they were back.
So yeah, they just came back. They just came back, and they're going against Eddie Kingston. When they left, they were sort of siding with Eddie Kingston.
Were they out? Were they hurt?
Santana's been hurt.
Okay.
And then I think Ortiz just kind of took some time off, and I know Eddie Kingston was in Japan.
Okay.
So I think they're bringing that sort of full circle in this whole thing.
Okay.
Because there's sort of unfinished business between Kingston and Jon Moxley also.
Right. They still got that weird.
They still got a little beef, and I know Kingston and Claudio have a little beef. And then Blackpool Combat Club best friends have that beef, and then Lucha Brothers got thrown in there, but apparently Ray Phoenix can't go to London.
Right, he got.
So now there's going to be a mystery partner,
right? And
then the other side has a mystery partner,
right?
Which I'm not really sure who that other mystery partner will be, but
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it should be crazy and fun, like, you know. Then they got the Trios tag team match, which is Coda, Omega, and Page versus the Bullet Club Gold and my man that I can never pronounce his name.
I want to hear
correctly.
Do it. I want to do it. I want to hear you do it.
I'm gonna try my best.
I want it.
Oh my god!
Give it to me.
Look at it.
It's not what you think it is.
I'm going to say it anyway. Take Sheeta. Take a good Sheeta. But I know it's not. Takeshita.
Yeah.
Right?
Takeshita. Yeah.
Takeshita. Yeah.
Konosuke Takeshita.
Because when I see it, it looks like, when I first saw it for sure, I was like, take Sheeta?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know who's winning this. I'm assuming that the Golden Elite will win because they always do.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll be Omega and Page and Ibushi will end up taking this one.
Right. And then they have the tag team match. A lot of tag teams, a lot of like 800 tag teams, and a lot of tag team matches in this thing. Whether it's 6 or 8 or 20,
a lot of multi people matches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
FTR and the Young Bucks. So FTR, speaking of sports news for the wrong reasons, I don't know all the circumstances. But he's showing his gun off of Road Rage type shit.
Cash Wheeler.
Yeah, Cash pronouns, pal. Yeah, Cash Wheeler out here doing dumb shit, flashing his gun.
Yeah, for like a road rage incident, getting arrested or whatever.
Right.
So there is the potential that they'll lose the belts for that one, but
I think they might lose.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know because I mean,
I think either way, this will be a banger of a match.
It will be a basic match. Tony Khan employed Jeff Hardy, knowing, who Jeff Hardy
all
is.
That shit, yeah.
So yeah, it could go any other way. It could go any other way.
I was gonna say, I'm sure he's already dealt with worse.
Yeah.
In the AEW locker room, so
absolutely. Then we have an old. It's an old match. They fought before, right? Or no?
Who?
Ospreay and Jericho.
So they fought in New Japan,
right?
Years ago.
Yeah, I thought they had.
Supposed to, or either they fought or they were supposed to have a match that never happened because of COVID.
Okay.
So now it's happening here, all because of Don Callis.
Right.
Jericho said he was going to join the Don Callis family, and then Don Callis thought he wasn't going to join, so then kind of turned on him. Anyway, it was sort of a weird thing because like now there's no Jericho Appreciation Society.
Right.
It's just whatever, but that should be a decent match. I'm hoping Jericho can hang.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's quite what it would have been a couple years ago.
Absolutely not. It would have been nice to see him like 98.
Yeah.
And like 98 Jericho.
Well, honestly, I would have loved to see if you would switch Konosuke Takeshita with Will Ospreay. I'd love to see that because Takeshita is like Don Callis's protege. So to me, that makes more sense. And then you throw Ospreay in there with Jay White, Juice Robinson on a team against Kenny Omega, who he's got major beef with, Adam Page and Ibushi. Oh, like give me that chef's kiss. I think they kind of missed the mark on that, but I know they've been looking for the Jericho Ospreay match for a while. So tis what it is.
Then you have the 4-way, again, a multi-man match or woman match, person match. Shida, Storm, Saraya, and Britt Baker.
Yeah.
DMD.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise, I thought, when Shida won the belt back. It just kind of like happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think she's going to lose it quickly, too. So
she might. Well, I'm thinking this is the way to get it back to Britt.
Oh, you think it's going to be Britt Baker?
I think it might be. I think this might be the way to get it back to Britt because I think there might be some in-house drama with Saraya and Toni Storm.
Oh, so they got some heat.
Well, no, they're just together, and I think one of them might cost the other one the title.
Oh, you just mean like it's storyline. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. No, because they're part of the same group, so I'm not sure. We might see that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like they pulling them off of each other type shit. Like trying to take the pin.
Sort of like start a little beef between the two of them.
Right. And then we have the main, MJF and Adam Cole hitting it up. Yeah. It should be a really good match. Lot of drama because this is the best storyline they've had. This is like the only storyline they've had. That's right. So I mean, this should be a nice like culmination of what this is, especially in London. So we'll see how this all goes down. And I'm super curious because they literally have All Out the next weekend.
Literally the next weekend. Yep.
So two big major pay-per-views back to back. I'm just so confused by this still. So I'm not sure how this is going down. I don't know what's happening.
I feel like they just kept it because they wanted to compete against WWE head to head with Payback, because WWE's doing Payback next weekend too, and I feel like they just did it to be dicks,
right?
Like, instead of like move away,
that's just one of their main pay-per-views though. Like, it's so weird. Like, I just think that's so odd. It's not like Fyter Fest or some shit. It's All Out. Like, you know what I mean? This was the after.
It's one of their big four.
Yeah, it's one of the big four. So I'm just confused by it all. That's the only thing. I'm like waiting to see what happens with this pay-per-view, and then see what happens next week with that pay-per-view, and see how that even jives with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
see if it even works.
Yeah. But are you going to be watching at home? You gonna watch it later? How are you going to be doing it?
I think I'm going to watch it later because I'll be. I'm not sure I'll be home by then, because this weekend is draft weekend, fantasy football draft weekend. So I'm not sure I'll be home in time for it, but I'll try to watch it. If I don't watch it live, I'll try to watch it probably like Monday or something like that.
Right.
So,
well, before we go like and do our end of thing spiel, I'd love to know how the Midsummer went down.
Ooh, there was some great things that went down at Midsummer. If y'all missed Midsummer, I mean, it was insane.
Yeah,
to say the least, it was insane. And the only way, other than just saying wait till it comes out, we had that I Quit match with Defarge and Brian Ace. We had the Falls Count Anywhere Brooklawn street fight, because we had to make some adjustments for that on the fly because of New Jersey and whatever. But with all those things considered, I thought it was an amazing show. I was genuinely surprised on a lot of things there. And just spoiler alert, it ended up with the cops being called on us.
Oh,
very end.
Shit!
Yeah, cops came very end.
Oh my goodness!
So during the Brooklawn street fight, you'll see a little popo whoop whoop coming out.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So I don't want to spoil anything, but that was something interesting there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So pretty much when HTW is running a show, anything can happen.
Anything can happen here.
But yeah, it'll hopefully you guys will be able to see it at some point if you were not there in person. But if you were there in person, you can probably attest to how crazy and action-packed it was. I mean, top to bottom, card was action-packed. A lot of good stuff there. So yeah, it was a good time, and we're gearing up for our next show on September the 30th. It's our HTW Super Show. Super Show. Yeah. So the Super Show is going to be a combination of all the HTW properties. It's High Tension Wrestling, get a little Smash Master in there, get a little CFU in there, and we'll get a little of a Orochi Pro. But it's going to be headlined by the HTW Network title match, which is Mike Skyros versus AEW and Ring of Honor star Matt Taven coming through, and it's in Philadelphia. So you can actually get your tickets now for this event. You can go to www.hightencionshtw.com/shop, or you can find us on Eventbrite. Just search up High Tension Wrestling, and you can get your tickets now for the Super Show. We've got a bunch of other matches to announce for the Super Show, including what all the different brands are going to do, but we've got Mike Skyros versus Matt Taven for the HTW Network television title coming to you Saturday, September 30th. Bell time is 4 p.m. and it's at the same place we had Spring Breakdown. So it's oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name of it. I think it's called Penn's Landing Caterers is like the main building of it, but it's really the sheet metal union building there. So the address is on the screen if you're watching on the screen. If not, the address is 1301 South Christopher Columbus Boulevard, right in Philadelphia. It's actually right near that 2300 arena, so it's not far from history there. But yeah, those tickets are available as we speak on the website and on Eventbrite. So make sure you get those tickets. We're gearing up for that. But yeah, Midsummer was pretty crazy. I will say Ethan Wild knows how to put on a show.
All right. That is awesome, man. Any more plugging we got to do today?
I mean, other than just make sure you get your tickets for that super show, you can find all the announcements and stuff on social media all across the board at High Tension HTW. Stay tuned for those announcements coming out. Also, make sure you check out our other brands, Smashmaster Wrestling, Combat Fights Unlimited. They've got a show coming up September 10th. Orochi Pro has a show coming up somewhere in, I believe, Jersey very soon as well. And then we're gearing up for that super show the Saturday, September the 30th. So you can follow all that at High Tension HTW. Also, make sure you like, subscribe to the HTW Network YouTube channel, what we're on right here. The Sweatshop, make sure you like and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff to get the latest and greatest from not only the Sweatshop, but from High Tension Wrestling and other HTW Network podcasts, all that kind of stuff. You can find us on YouTube. You can do youtube.com/High Tension HTW, or you can just search up HTW Network in YouTube and find us there. You can follow me at Maestro A. Scott all across the board on social media. You can follow us here at the Sweatshop Podcast at the Sweatshop Pod with 2 P's, and that's across all the social medias there. So you can follow us there and let us know how, your thoughts on some of the topics here, like All In or any of the conservatorships or anything like that. So feel free to add us and tag us and all that kind of stuff after watching or listening or whatever you're doing there. And then you can follow my boy over here at E. Jacob Music across the board, social media. And I think that's it as far as plugs go.
Wonderful. Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back. Glad to be back at the Sweatshop Podcast.
Yeah, it's summer. We got to take things a little easy. But I think once we get back into September here, we'll get more into a groove. And
yeah, we better ramp it back up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all. From me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop. Shadow Vowels.
Shabakon.
Oh, yeah.